type of attitude. Lost his eye in the fighting with the Soviets, and he's a hardcore fighter. And then on the back there is on the far left is who also runs a huge insurgence organization in Afghanistan and also the border regions of Pakistan. Excuse me. On the bottom there is just a definition of what an insurgency is. I put that up there just so you guys can have an understanding of what I'm talking about in Gardez. Very mountainous terrain, but very beautiful. And I also don't advise flying in Afghanistan during the winter. Complex problem. And something we always do in small unit tactics, they teach you to take something that's extremely complex and boil it down into a simplest term so that you can then therefore tackle the problem. But when you take something this complex, you can't apply simple solutions to it. It just doesn't work. You can't take something like this and just put a cookie cutter on top of it like how we had success in Iraq and say, all right, this is going to solve our problems in Afghanistan. Two completely different scenarios. So it just doesn't work that way. Burn to the ground. So why would I support them? Why would I support you? They don't live like years in advance. Afghans are very next week if you're lucky. I mean, it's survival. Because a lot of times there isn't a next week. So very tough living there. And it's very hard to convince a population that we're going to be successful when they've had 30 to 40 years of war. So that is one of the biggest challenges we have. So we're looking at this going, how do we focus on the population? How do we win them over? Strengthen the government of Afghanistan. So the how. How do you do this? That's the big question. That's everyone's question. So you look at this and there's 3 lines of operation that the general has looked to focus on. The top one being security. You can't have anything else without security. You need a secure population. Now, in my mind, you can have a perceived sense of security where the population feels safe enough to go out and do their daily lives. That can be security. Then governance. You need a strong government. Now, when we say that, everyone says, oh, there's never been a central government in Afghanistan. Yeah, true. Not in the Western sense. The former central government was a king. He had a parliament. And he had representatives that would go down to the districts and provinces. And the only reason that they would get into the tribal business at the provincial level was because the tribes couldn't solve their issues. So the government came in as a mediator and was like, all right, let's just fix this. Very, very busy group right here. For the last 8 years, we called these, if you inverted them, we called them cylinders of excellence. And everyone stayed in their cylinder of excellence. If I was the military, here I am. I'm doing security things. Someone would come down the line and say, hey, Army, why are you not doing governance? And that commander on the ground is looking at them going, you got State Department to do that. I'm over here killing the bad guys. So why don't you State Department guys go do governance and I'm going to go over here and kill Taliban? They say, okay, Army, why are you not helping reconstruct this area? Well, there's an organization called the PRT, the Provincial Reconstruction Team. That's their job. They need to go do that. None of these organizations were integrated. Everyone was off doing their own thing. Security forces were out doing security missions and raids. Governance guys were just working their little piece of the pie by themselves and not communicating right or left. Same on down with the guys in Reconstruction. So everybody had their own little piece of the pie. The change in strategy is that now everyone does everything.